Passing Energy with your host, Priest. With your host, Priest. When this milk start yapping, that's it. Priest. When that's it, you're going to be enlightened and entertained. When that's it. Hey guys, Priest here, and welcome to another episode of Passing Energy. I said I was going to be more consistent and I want to push out a bunch of stuff. Y'all going to be sick of me. Like that meme on TikTok.
Prepare to be sick of me. Prepare right now to be sick of me.
Yeah. Now, I know I'm the latest person because everyone in mother was talking about this Will Smith situation, Chris Rock. I recorded something last week, but then when I listened to it, the audio was horrible and I realized that my microphone wasn't connected. I was just recording from my computer all that time. I was trying to figure, why all this echoing? But anyway, guys, I'm here now, better late than never. Hopefully the Will Smith situation is still going strong where y'all can be interested. But I want to share my point of view on this. And this narrative is going to be very deep compared to what everyone else is talking about. Because I feel like everyone's just focused on the surface level of what they see. And I won't go deeper. Okay. So y'all know what happened. Because everyone in mother, this is global news internationally, where Will Smith went on stage and he assaulted Chris Rock over a joke, a bad joke. Just for a refresher, I'm going to play again for you guys.
It's like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television.
Okay, so you heard Will Smith and you heard the joke. Will Smith was laughing, and everyone keeps saying, oh, he was laughing at first, and when Jada looked his way, that's when it became, because you could see she's visibly was not impressed with the joke. Rightfully so, because she's dealing with a hair loss problem with alopecia. And alopecia, guys, just in case anyone don't know, is alopecia is something that basically is hair loss. And mostly Black women deal with it. And I was listening to a podcast called Two Funny Mamas, where they had someone who deals with, I think, hair. They had her on, and she's saying that the reason why it's prominent in Black communities because how we don't take care of our hair. These chemicals, women, where they use the relaxers and all these other stuff to straighten their hair out, that cause it the damage to the scalp. That's a note to any females who actively use relaxers. So that's why Jada was upset. You'd understand something, because that don't be fair, right? Just because he's laughing, people stop nervous laughing, or they didn't even catch the joke. The joke didn't register, and because everyone else laughing, so I'm gonna laugh too. It's just how some people reaction. I just don't like how the fact people make stuff so unrelatable. We don't put ourselves in other people's shoes. He was laughing does not mean he actually found the joke funny or the joke registered to him to understand what it was really about. That's when Jada gave him the look like, you serious, brother? You serious? And one thing about, just in case I got some new listeners or new subscribers who come on this thing about passing energy. The reason why my podcast is called Passing Energy, and you see the rolling of the logo, is being a transfer of energy. I give you good vibe, you give me good vibe. It's what you put out there and it gets recycled back to you. So when she gave them that look, that energy of disappointment, that energy came right to Will tenfold, and Will took that in. She passed it on to him. And I think Will Smith is going through a lot. He's going through a lot where Marriage put publicly, they was very secretive until Jada decided to be a chatty patty on Red Table.
You know Esther Perel is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me
Oh my goodness.
if you could film me.
Esther, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Because she don't just...
Would you say that she helped us heal the hurts that we caused between one another?
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just start roll. I'm standing in my house. Don't just start rolling.
Please watch us stare at the red table because she's helped us a lot.
Talking about, I don't want to misquote her, but I remember a episode where she was talking about how she didn't feel fulfilled in the marriage and she didn't know why.
Incredible.
It's really hard.
I know. I'm
I
sure.
mean, the thing that Will and I talk about a lot is the journey. I mean, we started in this at a very young age, 22 years old.
It's crazy.
That's why the accountability part really hit for me because I think you expect your partner to know, especially when it comes to sex.
Right.
It's like, well, if you love me, you should know.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you love me,
You should be able to read
you
my
should
mind.
read my mind.
Yeah.
You know what I
that's
mean?
a huge pitfall.
That's a huge pitfall.
Yeah, it is. I hate that.
You know,
I hate Isn't it weird though? It's like someone doesn't read your mind and we feel crushed. Like we feel so disappointed. Where do we get that from?
I don't know, because I don't feel like that at all. I guess, or maybe I've just grown out of it.
I think
it's
you
like you
probably-
gotta tell me what you need. Like I can't read your mind.
Right.
Because I've grown out of it too.
Yeah.
Tell me what you need, tell me what you want, and on top of it, I know that I have to be accountable to do the same.
And do you?
I really try.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable,
Very.
but it's deeply healthy. And now, in the process of that relationship, I definitely realized that you can't find happiness outside of yourself. And luckily enough, you and I were also going through a process of healing in a much different manner. I would definitely say we did everything that we could to get away from each other, only to realize that that wasn't possible.
So we come into the red table. So I'm in the Jada position right now. So, you during that time launched into an interaction with August. What do you feel like you were looking for?
I just wanted to feel good. It had been so long since I felt good. And
As a man, that's a letdown for everyone in the world. You this very powerful man in Hollywood, and your wife is publicly saying that she was not fulfilled in the marriage. It's crazy in the fact that allegedly Will Smith have side pieces. Some of them allegedly. Yeah, so Will, because everyone keep trying to say, oh, Jada and August are seeing, he embarrassed Will and everything. That too, I think Will have his own journey. If you did listen to the episode where I think she alluded to what he's doing, and I think he laughed it off or whatever. But still, their public business was out there. And I don't want people judging them, say, oh, they have an open mind. I think half of y'all chicks, because I can't even say dudes because most women will put up with garbage like that. Half of y'all chicks is an open marriage because y'all know goddamn well where your husband or your boyfriend is. Y'all know very well, but because y'all don't want to lose that person, y'all play a blind eye. And I had an argument with my mom about this, saying that's not the same thing. Cheating is not the same thing as open marriage. I said to my mom, if you know your partner is sleeping with someone else, you have all the evidence. Just because you didn't confront them about it, you still know what they're doing. That is an open relationship because you know he's not exclusive only to you. See, but no one ready for that type of conversation. A lot of these women are in open relationship, but they don't have the title for it. especially in the Bahamas, we have sweetheart and city. A lot of these wives know exactly where their husband is. 12 o'clock in the morning, you going for milk? I ain't like we gotta work on these excuses now. So I don't want to make it seem like everyone keep judging the open relationship, because I'm like, that's a modern way, if they have one. Because he's saying, Will said, oh, no infidelity in the relationship. It's all about, we know exactly what we all doing. Anyway, that's low key for saying open relationship.
Past 25 years, Jada Pinkett Smith. They are a power couple. Many believe they have an unconventional marriage. So how do you handle all the chatter then, Will, about your marriage?
I have decided that chatter about my life can be of a benefit to people. I think the chatter is a really, chatter is the first stage to having a real conversation and being able to truly explore if some of the things in your heart are loving or poisonous.
You both have talked very candidly. It's a very famous story, infidelity in the marriage and how you navigated that time.
There's never been infidelity in our marriage.
Never been infidelity in the marriage?
Never. Jada and I talk about everything, and we have never surprised one another with anything ever.
What may be surprising is how Smith came to terms with the pain from his past.
There's someone said, because in the Black community, that's not really cool, you know, even though we low-key, a lot of people in open relationships. A lot of people into that type of stuff. But still, it's public. I think he's embarrassed. It's one thing to do your dirt, because we all have our dirt, we all have our skeleton. But one thing is that, because we enjoy what we do, but when it's publicized, that's a lot. You invoking a lot of energies into your life, telling you, judging you, clowning you, all the memes, all the jokes, punking him about August Orsino, just making jokes about it.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to. Okay.
You know, and the fact that I saw a letter that Willow wrote for Tupac that she never met, talking about, please see my mom. Something I can't remember what it was, but just Willow pleading her mom, her pleading Tupac to comfort her mother. Love Willow. That should tell you how much Jada has talked about Tupac, talking about another man. And I think Will actually admitted that he was not comfortable.
Were you ever jealous of the love Jada had for Tupac?
Oh, fuck yeah.
I thought you were
Oh
gonna say
my
no.
God, that dude. Let me, and you know, and that was in the early days.
Yeah,
that was in the early days, and it was like, that was a big regret for me too, because I could never open up to interact with Pac.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and because we had a little bit of a thing, right? Because you know, they grew up together. And, you know, they loved each other, but they never had that, you know, they never had a sexual relationship, but they had come into that age where now that was a possibility. And then Jada was with me, you know, so, you know, Pac had a little thing on that, but she just loved him like he was the image of perfection, but she was with the Fresh Prince, you know, so it was like, I never could, like, even we were in a room together a couple times, I couldn't speak to him, you know, and, you know, he wasn't going to speak to me if I wasn't going to speak to him.
Really?
But,
It seemed like y'all would have so much in common.
No, that's what Jada would say all the time. She was
Right.
like, I'm telling you, y'all are so similar. You will love him. And I just never, you know, that was a huge regret of mine. I just I couldn't handle it, you know. I was the soft rapper from Philly and he was Pac.
Right.
You
Well,
know
at least
what
he
I
didn't do a
mean?
diss song about you or nothing.
Yeah, I know,
That would've
right?
been awful.
Exactly. But yeah, no, I was deeply insecure, and just I wasn't man enough to handle that relationship.
So how did you get over it?
He felt jealous of Tupac. Jada, if y'all remember old school Jada was the type of person, she was a thug. She's a gangster. Seeing her like this no different. I don't think Will is the typical guy she would have dated. And I don't know how she ended up with Will. Maybe she saw him on the Fresh Prince and she thought he had a little swag. But Will is not a tough guy. That's not who he is. And I think all this time he's dating her, I think he always wanted to prove that he was that tough guy. You know? I think a lot was going on in Mark, and I think Will Smith had a mental break. You see, we don't take care of our mental health. And you know, the crazy thing about this is that Black people, we always talk about the Bible, you know, religion, all that kind of stuff. But when we talk about spirituality, that's the only part no one talk about. Only thing we talk about is condemning people's personal choices. Oh, you shouldn't be doing that. You should. But when it comes down to practically believing in spirits, in the realm of spirits, it's like, oh, no, you're crazy. So I always say this on my podcast. What do you believe? Really? Do you really believe in a spiritual realm, or this is just something you just practicing and that's not really what you believe? Because you don't treat each other like we're in the spiritual realm. And what I mean by that is when you're in a room with these powerful entities, and when I say powerful entities, mean everyone in this room have an air about them. Everyone. Well, you know when you go be around certain people and they can make you shiver? And these people in Hollywood have an air about them. So Will is in a room with elite people. And trust me, anyone could be elite. The regular person down at McDonald's could have an air about them that can really shriek anyone. You could build that spiritual pressure. If y'all into Bleach, I watch Bleach, my anime friends. That spiritual pressure. So when you have that spiritual pressure, I think that weighed heavy on Will Smith's shoulder, who was ready fragile in the mind at this moment. He's vulnerable. So he's in a room full of people who do the same thing he does. He's trying to figure out if this is going to be his moment to finally win an Oscar. So he's a hype up his career. He's waiting to see if he's going to win his first Oscar. Then he's nervous, he's on edge, he has his own personal battles, personal demons he's battling. And then Chris Rock made a joke. Be honest with you, I didn't think the joke was that serious to get up on stage. But like again, because of what my podcast is all about, I understand when I see someone who's at their wit's end. Chris Rock was just the icing on the cake. And you know what the scary part is that society don't feel enough for people. They don't. And I don't even care if it's Will Smith. I don't know him personally. But I just feel for people. That's what I do. So it has nothing to do with his status. That make me say, oh, because he's this. No. So when I saw a grown man snap on TV, that's not his character. And if you saw different angles at this award show, you saw that when he slapped him and walked off, Jada laughed it off. Because when Chris Rock made it, they said, wow, Will Smith just slapped it out of me. And Jada laughed it off. And then we started to shout. I saw when she looked at him and she realized, oh, geez, you really are serious. You really are angry about it. Because it's trying to figure, like, is this a part of a joke or, you know? And everyone say, why? She didn't run to support him. I mean, not everyone's a comfortable person. Like me, I'm sorry. I can talk about energy and feelings, but when it comes to confident people, I am not that type of person. I'm not the friend or anyone you want to come to the comfort. Because I'll be looking at you with a blank eye like, someone's crying, I'm just looking at them, I'm like, okay. But anyway, so Jada could be that person. I can tell you again, don't mind being all prancy. Jada's a thug deep down inside. So I don't think he should have went to the award show if he was not mentally. See, there's a lot of people in Hollywood, it's a facade. They're not truly happy. And I keep telling people, money brings convenience. It doesn't bring happiness. What I mean convenient means the fact that I don't have to go through this turmoil, but how am I inside? The people around me are empty. My friends are empty. My money attracts people who don't really care for me. And I could feel that they really don't care for me. You know, or I might not have anyone around me. Only so much partying you could do until you realize that this is getting old. See, people who don't have money say that money brings happiness to them. Money, when you get the money and it's settled down in, oh, okay. Yep. It brings convenience. That's all it does. It does not buy you happiness. Some people are the most poor people in the world, and they could have a joy, like people, let's say in the motherland, Africa. There's little boys and little girls playing around with the cattle. They're having the greatest time in their life. They don't even know what an iPhone 12 is. But their life feels fulfilled, you know? So don't always assume just because you have all these different stuff, that means you're happy. So Will should have really protected his energy. He should have went to therapy. I don't know if he's going to therapy, but clearly if he went to therapy, a therapist should have told him, you're not really okay to be going into situation. So I saw him snap, and I get it. I understand why he snapped. And another thing is that actors play different roles. When you have to be a different person, when you have to evoke a different soul. Are we ready for that type of conversation? To be someone else, you have to suppress who you are. That's a mental strain on your psyche, where your personality has to be buried deep inside yourself so another can take over. That could really burn you out. Emotionally, physically, mentally, to be someone else. And I think he invoked the spirit of King Richard. Do you remember what he's saying? The spirit to protect?
Oh, man. Richard Williams was a fierce defender of his family. In this time in my life, in this moment, I am overwhelmed by what God is calling on me to do and be in this world. Making this film, I got to protect Ingenue Ellis, who was one of the strongest, most delicate people I've ever met. I got to protect Sanaya and Demi, the two actresses that played Venus and Serena. I'm being called on in my life to love people and to protect people and to be a river to my people. Now, I know to do what we do, you got to be able to take abuse. You got to be able to have people talk crazy about you. In this business, you got to be able to have people disrespecting you. And you got to smile and you got to pretend like that's okay. But Richard Williams, and what I loved, thank you, D. Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful, that's when the devil comes for you. It's like, I want to be a vessel for love. I want to say,
I think he's still mentally still in the role of his character. I commend Chris Rock for not stepping on the character after a situation, even though his brother blasting Will Smith. Oh man, I'm like, wow. Y'all gotta check this out. Check this out.
Let's set some ground rules right now, y'all. Let's set some ground rules. If I say anything tonight, anybody got a fucking problem with? You got one motherfucking option what you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Because if you think you're gonna walk up on this stage, this ain't the motherfucking Oscars. And if you walk your ass up here, you ain't nominated for shit but these motherfucking hands. Oh, we on Pac the rest of the year, nigga. Every time you see me do a show, Pac. I ain't want to start the show like that. You gonna hit my motherfucking brother? Cause your bitch gave you a side eye? Oh, it's a lot of rock brothers. Y'all ain't know it's a lot of rock brothers. It's 10 of us, motherfucker. You about to see all the rock brothers. You gonna be like, I didn't even know that nigga was a rock brother. That nigga a rock brother? That's a rock brother? I ain't gonna start the show like that, but I just wanna let y'all know that shit ain't gonna ride. That shit ain't gonna ride, nigga. I don't got a lot of shit to lose, nigga. So more gonna have me on the tour regardless. Y'all might never see me on TV again, but... Now with that said, Riley, how y'all doing?
Yeah, Chris Rock's brother having a field day. Having a field day with this. This helping resurrect his career. Should helping resurrect Chris Rock's career to be back in mainstream. You know, now he got a sympathy party. But I commend him for keeping his composure. He's a strong one. But that was me. My dumb hip would probably hit him back and cuss his ear out. But he didn't. Because he understand that the show must go on. Unfortunately. You know, in a perfect world, if Will Smith did not like the idea, he could have did an acceptance speech or pull him aside. Because the joke wasn't that serious. In a perfect world, shoulda, coulda, woulda. But I get it. But every action caused a reaction. And Will Smith find out that now. If you didn't know then, now you know now. How fake Hollywood and white Hollywood is. I was traumatized when I saw that. How the world actors who play violent roles are traumatized by a slap? Like really? The world going to a war. People being mass shooting. I'm not trying to take away from the assault, because he did assault Chris Rock on national TV, and Chris Rock want to sue or press charges. You have every right to, because you embarrassed me. My name, or I'm going to be the butt of the joke for a long time. Actually, for the rest of my life, is going to be a meme of you slapping me. Chris Rock and his family to live with that for the rest of their life, and so does Will Smith. But how all these different actors, and I'm traumatized. Y'all ain't traumatized when you watching violent movies about killing and murder, horror movies. Y'all not traumatized when you watch all these different thrillers, suspense, mystery. Y'all ain't traumatized. Y'all ain't traumatized when y'all play these dangerous roles. But you're traumatized when you see a black man slap another black man. Like, really? I understand y'all want to tie yourself to the story very badly, but this is sad. I'm traumatized. One is like, really? I'm traumatized of your reaction. Because that can be, y'all copy and pasting. But I understand Will Smith took the L the room by doing that. No one focused on Samuel L. Jackson winning his first Oscar. No one focused on Questlove winning his Oscar. No one focused on Regina Hall. No one focused on her, Wanda Sykes, and everyone, and Amy Schumer's performance as hosts. Everyone just focused on Will Smith and the slap. That's what everyone focused on. So Will Smith, prepare for cancel culture to eat you up. Everyone is now slowly turning. One thing I must say, how fickle the black community is that the fact that when the narrative is one black man go down, another one wants to replace. This is a humiliation ritual that Will Smith is going through right now. Provoked, he was the cause. Because at the end of the day, you have to protect your mental health. You have to. I remember a situation where I went to where At my job, I knew my job was toxic. My old job. I knew it was toxic. I knew I had no survival. I knew there was no chance of me changing that job. Only thing left for me to do was leave. But I did not prepare it. I just kept taking it, hopefully it would change for the better. It was never going to change. And I was at the wit's end of my sanity, where I was going to do, until I called my mom, I was going to do something very drastic. Well, not like fighting someone, slapping someone. I don't like cussing someone out and going on a tantrum. I was at the wit's end where I was going to lose myself. That is serious. And we take mental health, we take stress, we take it for light. And we act like we don't go through it. Everyone goes through stress. Everyone goes through a point where they feel like the world coming down on them. But you would think in a world where we could feel that type of hurt, we would know how to show empathy towards others who are going through something publicly. They can't see me doing that. I'm going to judge you. That's sad. I don't care who Will Smith is or what power he is. This is from a human to human situation. And I'm watching Netflix cancels his programs are coming out. He's going to lose a lot of endorsements. He's going to lose. Will Smith, I hope you save your money up well. I hope you save your money up well, because brother, this is it. I see him coming back probably in the next 4 years. So, he can come with a documentary talking about with the pain he went through, the mindset. I'm so sorry. You know what I was going through. And then Jada be right there holding his hand like, will I talk? Boy, Will, don't even go on Red Table Talk. If you're going to do a documentary, go do it. Don't let Jada get you caught up with our Red Table. Use your production company and create a professional documentary talking about the struggle you went through after the slap. Just don't go on Red Table Talk. Your wife is going to flick in, bury you with that table. She's not really, she's a fake sympathist. I think Jada plays a role of someone who shows sympathy. But clearly, if you were so empathetic, you will know how to comfort your own husband. Comfort your own husband, but you don't. You don't have the skills for that. And that's no shame on yourself. You should probably work on towards being a comforter towards your husband who is clearly sensitive. That's why I always say with people who can get married and everything, we got to compliment each other. Okay, my wife is hardened. I'm the soft one, so I give a little soft. My husband is sensitive. Okay, I can comfort him in a sensitive moment. Like, how do your dynamic work? Besides attraction, what about us? How do you elevate me to be better? The marriage is already going to hell when Jada keep talking about another man to the daughter, where the daughter feel compelled to write a letter to make her happy. Not the husband. Not daddy, could you make mommy happy? No, Tupac, could you make my mom happy again? Because she's sad. Like, really? That's crazy. I just wish Will Smith the best, because he gonna need his real family, like his side of the family, not Jada's side. Not Jada, I'm sorry. Will Smith need to go back to his mother, his sister, and his brother, who really probably is not really touched by Hollywood, and let them give them that real black love and console them. Jada need to go somewhere else. Clearly, she's not doing, I don't want to blame her too much, but she's clearly not assisting her husband in this situation properly. They need to go to marriage counseling, and then Will needs to do personal therapy session by himself. He needs that. Your psyche, playing these roles ain't easy. Dealing with your pain, dealing with your personal pain is not easy. And raw the white media love it. Let's break down this black man. You know who's gonna help bring him down? Who gonna help the white Hollywood bring him down? The black community. Who gonna help it? The black community. I mean, if the black community stands strong with Will, the white community can't touch him, because the black community actually runs the culture. But unfortunately, Will Smith slapped another black man, Chris Rock. I understand why, but hey, you have to live with your consequences. Do I believe Chris Rock deserved it? No. Do I believe Will Smith can handle that better? Yes. Do I believe Will should be punished for this? Yes. Should he be expelled from the Oscar? Yes. Should he get his Oscar taken away? No. Because worse people have their Oscar. So he should keep his Oscar, but he should just be banned for the next 10 years or so. He deserves it. Because at the end of the day, he assaulted a host that the Oscar invited to, not a host or a presenter, that the Oscar invited to present. So the Oscar put him in place where he got assaulted on their property, on their live stream, and then it was cussed out. So he should be expelled. Punishment should be that. How far are we going to go towards destroying Will Smith's career? Oh, they're going to destroy it, and they're going to love every moment of it. Will Smith, this black man, thought he was all powerful in Hollywood. Oh, they loving it. They're licking their teeth and licking their lips, and rubbing their hands like Birdman. Say, yeah, we're going to use this one little slap, and we're going to destroy the hell out of your career. You thought you was high and mighty. How dare you think you was one of us? Yep. Protect your mental health. This is what I want to say, guys, is that number one, empathy. No, actually, number one is mental health. Protect your mental health. If you feel you're not okay, do not force yourself to go places you're not mentally stable for. Do not force yourself to go to work. Do not force yourself to go to functions if you're not mentally there. If you feel pressure, your thoughts is out of whack, do not force yourself. The hell with the job, the hell with it. Stay hip home. And we need to come up with laws where we should get a mental day. And mental health should be part of your sick leave. Like companies should be, they should write a law where you have like at least 10 or the year, 10 mental health day or the year. Take a mental break, like 10. Because you know, everyone can have a mental day every day. So at least 10 days outside of your 6 days. Because mental health is serious. We got to take that serious. So if you are not 100%, then stay home. Don't let these people punk you, because when you go crazy and you drip in your lip and these companies move on. They don't care about you. They move on to find someone else. What you're doing, Will Smith, right now. They're going to move on. I hope Will Smith project like Bel Air, I hope it don't get canceled because of that incident. Because a lot of people want to wash their hands off him. Oh, this industry so fake, especially towards a black person, especially. So number one, mental health. Make sure you are okay. And we got to normalize black men feeling. And every time you see a black man crying, hurting, really want to talk about stuff, people call you a punk. So what they got to do, they got to bottle up their feelings inside, to put on the facade like they tough. Everyone feels. I don't care if it's male or female. Stop trying to make feelings a gender thing. We all feel. We all do that. And we got to do bottle up. That bottle up energy is called toxic energy. And what happened? You end up taking that toxic energy on who you're dating or you work. People passing by, you fighting them because you're bottled up frustration. Normalize going to therapy. Normalize talking about your feelings. Stop letting people think that's a female thing and punk you. Normalize crying. Men cry. Stop letting these people, society, believe that men don't cry. Cry if you have to cry. Another thing, empathy. Start feeling for other people, please. Stop taking yourself out of situations. Put yourself in other people's shoes. We all go through stuff, but we could sit from afar and judge like we don't know how it feels to flip out. Empathy. This man's going through a whole strain. I understand. Not enough people feeling for others. You know what blocks feelings? Jealousy. When you have no empathy for someone, something's preventing you. Why should I feel for Will Smith? He got everything. Some people actually smile at the fact that some people is being taken down. I also do believe you should feel for Chris Rock. You can feel for two people at the same time. I feel for Chris Rock. The reason why the podcast is not heavily focused on Chris Rock is because he have a small role in this whole debacle. He just got slapped. But he's not no major player. The major player is Will and what's going on with Will. Chris Rock is flicking eating off of this. Just like he eat up that slap, he eating up this attention. And he's going to make a lot of money off of this slap. Prepare to cash in. But another thing I want to say, and this quickly, is the fact that I might do a podcast about this, is how you won't be able to make jokes these days anymore, you know. The world's turning a way where, in a direction where you can't say anything. That's what I'm starting to see. If it's not going off with the mass populace feel, you cannot talk about anything. I'm sure they're going to have a long list of things you can't talk about. The world's going to control. It's going to be a one-order situation where everyone has to stay in line of how the mass majority thinks. If you come out of that, your career is going to be ruined. Trust me. One world order is coming up soon. But anyway, that's another podcast for another time. I won't go too deep on that situation. I already run up the time a lot. But guys, let me know what y'all think about today's episode. I think it's a lot of nuances that everyone's is missing out. I think we're going too much on the surface. We're going off of how another adult slap another adult. We're going off of that. I'm tired of our narrative. And look at the individual. Look at the problem. See, the first thing we do, we shame people. But yeah, guys, let me know what y'all think about today's episode. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Do you feel Will Smith is going through a humiliation ritual where his career? Do you feel his career is going to be over? Do you think he can bounce back? Do you think he deserves everything that's coming his way? Let me know now in the comment section. Like I said, a lot of nuances, a lot of variants. I'd like to hear what your opinion is. So guys, remember to subscribe to the YouTube. Please subscribe. Like the video, share with your friends. Open up the dialogue. Use it as a conversation starter. Remember to follow me on Instagram. All the links is right there. Instagram, Passing Energy, TikTok, Host Priest. So anyway, until next time, peace.